Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well. So without wasting any time, let's move to the newspaper. First we will identify the important news and then we'll move on to the analysis section. So hello everyone, this is Friday, April 22, 2022, The Hindu daily edition. As usual, we will first identify the most important news and then it will be followed by a detailed discussion of the same. So let's move. So the first news is, okay, extends the status quo order against Jahangir Puri demolition fine. Okay, not important. Do not read that. Maldives ban India out campaign. Okay, just give it a brief read. Okay. Mm-hmm. And there is nothing else on these pages and nothing else till now. Okay, nothing is there. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Nothing is there here also. Okay. Nothing is there on this page as well. Advertisement. No. Nothing is there on this page also. There is one. This Bandipur. Okay. Just remember that in Bandipur, only there are tiger and elephants as well. Okay. And let's see if anything else is there. No, this is advertisement. India's moment of reckoning. Oh, this is given by Dr. Manmohan Singh. It will be an important article. We must read it full, and it is a long as well. Okay. 10-year president. Fine. Everything about refugee. The trend plan is flawed. UK Rwanda asylum plan. Okay, we'll see. And this China has got into the Solomon Island. This has caught some eye. We'll wait for a good editorial, right? These editorials are mostly written by the Hindu group people only. So it has some ideology and agendas. We'll wait for a good article. Okay, nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Okay, Johnson. What is this? What is he doing? He is studying on a GCV. Why? Don't understand them. Okay. PM asks civil servant to prioritize nation first. Okay, we have to see this. Okay. Prime Minister Museum thrown open to public where? In Delhi. Okay. RBI promises to issue card unsolicited. We have to see what RBI has done this. Okay, we have to see it very briefly. Now we are on the internal world page. Okay. Look, this Gaza violence has been there ever since, even before the Ukrainian war, right? So just see how a major war is able to shed a minor war, right? The same thing has happened during the India-China war of 1962, when there was this Cuba crisis all around, and China took advantage of that, okay, and attacked India. May surge 1.9 crores. Just remember lakh crores, that fertilizer subsidy is almost 1.7, 1.8. Okay, 1 lakh crore for 22-23, right? So it is somewhere 1.1, 1.2 lakh crores. Just remember this. Okay, so this is sports page. Fine. So we have finished the identification section. Now let us directly go to the analysis section. Okay. So as usual, we'll be doing the editorial page at the last. Okay, and let us see what other news are there. Okay, PM asks civil servant to prioritize nation first. Let's see what our Prime Minister has to say. Prime Minister on Thursday said that civil servants' prime responsibility was unity and integrity of the country. Okay, unity and integrity of the country. It is also mentioned in preamble. on which there could not be any compromise. Whenever we are in the system, our prime responsibility is the unity and integrity of the country. There cannot be any compromise. Every decision of ours should be evaluated on its capacity to provide strength to the country, unity and integrity. Nation first should always inform our decision. Mr. Modi said on Civil Services Day event. He said government functionaries should be committed to three goals: bringing a positive change in life of common man people, taking decision in global context, and strengthening the country unity and integrity. So three things he has said: common man, global issues, and the third thing is unity and integrity of India. Okay, Mr. Modi, who has conferred the Prime Minister Award of Excellence in Public Administration, suggested that all training academies could virtually share the process and experience of the award winner. The Prime Minister Award for Excellence in Public Administration 2021 innovation went to Education Department in Gujarat, Agriculture Department Ladakh, Department of Defence Procurement, Land Records West Champaran Bihar, Department of Land Resources West Champaran Bihar, and Bongaigaon Assam for seamless end-to-end service delivery without human intervention to Karnataka New Delhi Municipal Council. Okay, so these things are given awards. Under PM Swanidhi Yojana category, Varanasi, UP and Anantnag in Jammu and Kashmir were adjudged winner, while one district one product category the award went to Darbhanga in Bihar. Okay, so one district one category award went to whom? Darbhanga, and Siddharth Nagar in Uttar Pradesh. For Poshan Abhiyan, Kumrao Bhim of Asifabad, Telangana, and Datia in Madhya Pradesh. For Khelo India scheme to Churu in Rajasthan and Visnupur in Manipur. Okay, so what is the message of Prime Minister to all the civil servants out there? That they should prioritize the nation first, and after that anything. Okay, let's see if anything else. No, not on that page. Now on this page, RBI prohibits use of card unsolicited. The Reserve Bank of India asked the card companies not to issue unsolicited credit card or upgrade an existing card without the explicit consent of the consumer, failing which they will have to pay double billed amount as penalty. It also asked issuer and third party agents not to resort to intimidation or harassment during recovery of dues from customer. Two things is there should not be unsolicited cards. Okay, if there are, then what should be done? It should be immediately replaced, or else double the charged value will be charged to the credit agency, and also asked the credit agency to the recovery agency exactly to be polite and better behave to the customer. Okay, now let's move further. Expert body needed on man animal conflict, House panel said. Standing Committee on Science says that issue needs legislative backing. Okay, EFCC must constitute an advisory body of experts to tackle growing instances of human animal conflict, according to a report by Standing Committee on Science, Technology and Environment. Okay, the report analyzed Wildlife Amendment Bill 2021 tabled in Lok Sabha in December 2021. The Wildlife Act provides a legal framework for protection of various species. While it has been amended several times, the latest set of proposal amendment by EFCC were to make more compliant with the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, to which India is a signatory. Okay. One of the clauses proposed by the ministry was to have a standing committee of State Board for Wildlife to make the functioning of the body more purposive, but the report points out that several independent experts and bodies have expressed their concerns such that body would be packed with official members, exercise all powers of SBWL and take power independent of SBWL. Okay, these things are there. So House member has suggested what? The standing committee has suggested what? Get an expert body for decreasing man-animal conflict. This news is important because it will be built in coming days. Okay, we have to see how this body is formed and what are the members and all, but we have to wait till the body is formed, right? Just know that something like this is happening. Okay, now let's come to this page. Well, there is nothing else here on this page. I have already said that fertilizer subsidy is how much? 1.1, 1.2 crore right now, expected to grow till 1.9 crores. Yes, it can. And with this, we come to end of the news analysis. Now let us go to the editorial analysis. Okay. This is India's moment of reckoning. The country can be the fulcrum of new global order as a peaceful democracy with economic prosperity, says Dr. Manmohan Singh, our Prime Minister till 2014, and therefore this article is not only important because he was a president, it is also important because he is an expert in, especially in economic field, right? So we must read his viewpoint. Let's see what he wants to say through this article. I have been deeply saddened by the recent global developments of the conflict and violence in Ukraine. Talk of nuclear threat have alarmed me, regardless of provocation and cause, however justifiable they may seem to be. Violence and consequent loss of human life are deeply regrettable and avoidable. As Mahatma Gandhi's nation, India must be committed and relentless apostle of peace and non-violence, both at home and in world. Conflict and reshaping. The Russia-Ukraine conflict portends a reshaping of world order. Ever since the fall of Berlin Wall in 1989, a paradigm of free society, frictionless border, and open economies evolved to be the governing order in many nations. This catalyzed freer movement of people, goods, services, capital across the world. Okay. Global trade and per capita GDP nearly doubled in this period, marking an era of general peace and prosperity. Societies and economies in the world became intertwined closely in the pursuit of shared global prosperity. Such tight interdependence among the nations will lead to fewer conflicts and promote peace with established wisdom. What's the established wisdom? The Russian-Ukraine conflict has mismatched this wisdom. If the interconnectedness and trade among nations were mutually beneficial, then it followed that its disruption and blockade will mutually be harmful. Retaliatory economic sanctions imposed on Russia have hurt all nations, albeit some more than others. Egyptians are reeling from food shortage due to their dependence on. So yes, this was the news 2 days ago. Egyptians are ordering food from India now because they used to depend upon Russia and Ukraine for wheat, which they do not have now. Germans suffer from high cost of heating in winter due to their dependence on Russian gas. Americans face shortage of electric car due to unavailability of car batteries that are dependent on Russian nickel. Sri Lankans have taken to street on economic woes, and Indian farmers run the risk of high fertilizer price triggered by global shortage. Yes, it was written in the economic page news also that fertilizer subsidy can reach 1.9% from 1.1%. Why? Because of these global uncertainties and increase in the price in global market, right? So government has to bear the subsidy in order to at least keep fertilizer on same rate, if not decrease it. Okay. Now let's see. Global village, a lived reality. Global village is not just an academic term but a lived reality for nearly 8 billion people on the planet. Okay. This global village was built on foundation of advanced transportation network. So the global village was found on the basis of advanced transportation network, cemented with US dollar as a reserve currency and fenced by integrated payment system. Any disruption to this delicate balance runs the risk of plunging the global village into disequilibrium and derailing the lives of all. Yes. India too has been benefited enormously from being active participant in interconnected world with a tripling of trade, in last 3 decades, and providing vast number of jobs. Trade with other nations should and always be an integral cornerstone of India's economic future. As reversal towards isolationism and protectionism will be foolhardy and calamitous for India. Okay, so if India tries to get back to isolationism and protectionism, it would be a fool's parody as well as a situation that could create tension for India. Fine. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is a global geo-economic conflict that threatened to hark back to the Cold War era of two dominant power blocs. Nations that did not condemn Russia aggression in the United Nations constitute more than half of the world population, but a quarter of the world economy versus nations that condemned Russia account for 3/4 of the global economy. The former Russia-China bloc are large producers with rising consuming power, while latter, the Western bloc, are today large consumers. Any new curtain that descends between these two blocks and divide them will cause major upheavals to the end-to-end global economic equilibrium. He wants to say that what there is a group that did not condemn Russia and there is a group that condemned Russia, right, for its action. And the group that did not condemn Russia can be is basically which group? It is a major rising economies, right? These are major rising economies. Here it is written. The former Russia-China bloc are large producers with rising consuming power. Okay, they are large producers along with rising consuming power. While the latter, that is Western bloc, is what? It is large consumers. Okay, so the Russia-China bloc is producer and that the Western bloc is consumer. So any new thing, new happening, new event that happens between the two will lead to what? Will lead to more division of the global economic equilibrium. Okay, a trade opportunity. During the Cold War, when India pursued a prudent foreign policy of non-alignment, trade was a small part of Indian economy. Now, trade represents a significant share of India's GDP. India's trade is dependent on both these power blocks and on current global economic structures of free trade, established reserve currency and transaction system. So it says that when there was Cold War, right before 1990s, what was the situation? The trade of Indian economy was just a meager portion of our economy trade, right? So trade in Indian economy was a meager portion of our GDP. But today the situation has changed. Trade is one of the major portion of Indian economy. Fine, and hence, okay, as the Western bloc of nation looks to reduce dependence on China, Russia bloc of nation, it presents newer avenues for India to expand its trade. Okay, so with this Russia-Ukraine crisis, the Western nations are imposing sanctions of not buying things from them, okay, so that the foreign exchange does not increase. So it is an opportunity for India to expand its trade. The Western bloc of nation has expressed its desire to embrace a new paradigm of free but principled trade that values both moral and money. Okay, values both moral and money. While one may reasonably quibble about this new doctrine, India, as the largest peace-loving democracy, stands to gain enormously from this principled trade aspiration of Western bloc. It represents a tremendous opportunity for India to become a large producing nation for the world and a global economic powerhouse. However, to capitalize on these opportunities, India needs free access to these markets and accepted and established global currency to trade and in seamless trade settlements. You understand this? So this opportunity can be realized when the challenges of free access to the market of Western nations or the newer markets and accepted and established global currency challenge and seamless trade settlements are met or are solved. Then only this opportunity will be actually good for India. Okay, American dollar has emerged as the global trade currency, bestowing an exorbitant privilege on the dollar, much to the justifiable consternation of other nations. But a forced and hurried dismantling of this order and replacing it with rushed bilateral local currency agreement can prove to be a more detrimental for global economy in longer run. So Mr. Singh says that dollar has become the international currency, and in the current scenario it is being talked that dollar should not be that powerful economic global currency, and we need or the countries can go on for a bilateral trade trade in bilateral currencies, right? But in short run it may work, but in longer run, according to him, it will be detrimental for global economy because every other nation will trade with every other nation in their own currency. So the forex reserve of every nation will dwindle, and that the international trade or the balance of trade write up what we say accounting will not be properly done. So GDP calculation will not be in a proper mechanism, and we won't know that which country is prospering and which country is not, and all those economic parameters will be gone by or a history, right? I recall the time when I was part of bilateral currency negotiation such as India rupee Russian ruble agreement in late 70s and 80s, when we mutually agreed on exchange rate for trading purpose. So what is that? Mutually agreed exchange rate, right? It was not market determined exchange rate, it was mutually agreed exchange rate. Such isolated bilateral agreements are fraught with risk, but when trade is a small share of economy, when trade is a small share of economy and such agreements are limited to few trading partners, it's wildly. Okay, wildly. It was wildly. What is this wildly? easily controlled or handled. Okay, so it says that when the trade is a smaller part of economy, then this could be controlled, right? Needed ties on either side. Now, with India's robust external sector, a flourishing trading relationship with many nations, and tremendous potential to expand trade, such bilateral arrangements are unsustainable. Why? Because now our trading is a larger part of our economy, right? Our GDP. Unsustainable, unwieldy, and perilous. Opportunities to buy discounted oil or commodities may be enticing, but if it entails a prolonged departure from established order of dollar-based trade settlement or jeopardizes established trading relationship with Western bloc market, it can have longer-term implications for India's export potential. Okay, he says that okay, you are getting oil for a discounted price, that's good, but if you are looking to replace the already established order, okay, by this rupee ruble mechanism, then it may be detrimental for your export potential, because it is possible that the export markets will be closed for you, or that you will not get that mutual currency agreement with those countries as well. Like you have rupee ruble now, maybe you will have a rupee US dollar or rupee pound. You won't get that thing there. You have to go for the established international order. So if you are looking to do replace that international order of exchange rates, then it is possible that they won't trade with you. In long run, India stands to gain more from unfettered access to the Western bloc market for Indian exports under the established trading order than from discounted commodities purchased under new bilateral currency arrangements that seek to create new and parallel global trade structure. India thus needs not just a non-aligned doctrine for looming new world order, but also non-disruptive geo-economic policy that seek to maintain the current global economic equilibrium. By the dint of the sheer size and scale, India can be both larger producer and consumer. Okay, with rising inflation, volatile crude oil prices, global uncertainties, weak domestic private investment, and deteriorating fiscal stimulation, expanding external trade in changed global situation presents the best opportunity to salvage India's economic and create a large number of jobs for our youth and women. Okay, so these challenges in the world economy is the best opportunity for India to double its Indian economy, that is get its target of 5 trillion economy fulfilled, as well as create large number of jobs for at least youth and women. To best utilize this opportunity, India need not just cordial relationship with nations on either side of the new divide, but also a stable and established global economic environment. Okay, two things. First, India needs to balance both the blocks, and second, there should be a stable and established global economic environment. Okay, so that trade could be done easily. If there are wars and there are cold war like situations, then trade is affected, and India has to trade if it has to become a global power. Okay. It is important for India to adopt a strategic economic self-interest doctrine within the larger paradigm of non-alignment foreign policy. Okay, then he says what? It is important for India to adopt a strategic economic self-interest doctrine with larger paradigm of non-aligned movement policy. Social harmony is a must. Just as it is in India's best interest to balance the current geo-economic equilibrium, it is also imperative for India to maintain its domestic social equilibrium. To be a large-scale producing nation, India needs millions of factories with hundreds of millions of people of all religion caste across the state to work together. Social harmony is the edifice of economic prosperity. Okay, this is a good line. Social harmony is the edifice of economic prosperity. Finding mutual distrust, hate and anger among citizens causes social disharmony. A shameful side to harmony is a shameful side to perdition. The reshaping and realignment of the world order will be a unique opportunity for India to reassess its foreign policy, economic policy and geopolitical strategy and don the mantle of global leadership. The strengthening India's global economic might through a cautious geo-economic strategy in the aftermath of Russia-Ukraine conflict can potentially mark a pivotal turn in India's economic history. India can be the fulcrum of new global order as a peaceful democracy with economic prosperity, but that requires India to first stem the raging communal division within. I sincerely wish and prevalently hope that India can emerge as a harbinger of peace, harmony and prosperity in the new world. Okay, so in the last paragraph he is referring to the current situation where there are communal challenges in India, right? So he is saying that if we want economic prosperity, we should be able to control and do away with this communal challenges in India, right? He is very correct. Look, don't look him at a prime minister saying something from Congress side, or as a prime minister saying something about against the BJP or something like that. He is not a politician anymore. He is an economist, a very seasoned economist. He has been the head of IMF. He has been the head of planning commission. He has been in the planning commission, right? He has been the prime minister of India. He has been the finance minister of India. He was the person responsible for the 1990 means he was the person who was there during 1991 reforms and so on and so forth. He has seen a lot of economic changes in India. Whatever he says is 100% correct and very much required for Indian economy. Okay, so you must praise him and you must take lessons from him, because he understands the economy better than most of the people in India. Okay, what Indian economy need, whatever he has written is 100% correct and balanced. Fine, he has not written anything being a Congress person or being a opposition leader and so on and so forth, right? He has written everything in this article as per the requirement of the economy in present system. Okay, so he must be respected for his knowledge at least. Fine, and his experience also. Okay, so we are done with this. Very good article. Not enough points to make note. Still you can make note of it if you want. Okay, everything about this refugee deterrent plan is flawed. The UK Rwanda asylum plan is marked by a set of burning issues, moral, legal and political. Let's see it, what she wants to say. Okay, let's see if it is somewhat related to India or not. The British Home Secretary Priti Patel signed UK and Rwanda Migration and Economic Development Partnership MOU between United Kingdom and Rwanda. Under this MOU, most migrants who have made their way into UK via unauthorized routes after 1st January 2022 will find themselves redirected to holding center in Rwanda, where they will wait for Rwanda government to make decision for on their asylum application. For their assistance in hosting adult and non-criminal migrant, UK will pay Rwanda 120 million along with an unspecified amount per migrant. The UK government refers to this as a humane solution that will deter people smuggling operations run by gang that charge desperate migrant from several war-torn and developing countries only to endanger them by putting them into unseaworthy boats to cross English Channel. Okay. No, this is not important. No, this is not important for Indian context, right? Everything about this refugee deterrent plan is false. No. Just know that there has been a refugee deterrent plan in UK Rwanda, between UK and Rwanda, where UK is going to pay. This paragraph is only important. That too, if there comes a question on refugee crisis in India, which is most unlikely to come, okay, in mains, because there are other burning issues that need more attention than this refugee crisis. Okay, now. And three things which you can deal with is moral, legal and political. If there comes a question on refugee crisis, say about Rohingya or Tamil Sri Lankan coming to India and all those things, then analyze it on three wings: moral, legal. Is it legal? No, it is not legal. Is it political? Yes, it may be, it may not be. Is it moral? Yes, it is moral. So on that you have to say. Okay, not very important, actually not important. Dangerous deceptions, demolition, tribe, betray, use of state machinery to harass Muslim, irrelevant. Not only not relevant, it is irrelevant. China security pact with Solomon Island is the first but unlikely to be the last. Irrelevant. So with this, I think we come to the end of today's newspaper. Let me see if anything else is left. Okay, so nothing is left now. Fine. Okay, with this we come to the end of today's newspaper. Yes, it was a very small read today. Fine, so we are closing it. You have your homework today. What is your homework? As usual, write what all news can be a case study / example in your answer and in which paper. Right, this is your homework. Write it in comment box. I'll see each and every of such comment, right? Okay, so with this I'm ending today's news analysis. Fine. Okay, So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.